Welcome to Business Solutions, your trusted business funding agency. We provide tailored funding solutions to help your business grow. Contact us today at 917-525-3501 or visit loansales.us.
Excellent paper. We go through a lot of information. We go through it pretty quick. All right. All right, everybody. We are now live on YouTube. So I'm going to get started with you. My name is David Rutz. I happen to be the founder of David Allen Capital. My middle name's Allen, thus the name. But, you know, we started this company because we wanted to help business owners, and we also wanted to provide an income opportunity to people like you. You know, I remember when I checked out a business income opportunity in 1991, I was working at General Motors at the time, and I had done what everyone was taught to do then. You know, back then it was go to college, get a good job, climb that company ladder. And my older brother and older sisters both worked at GM, and my dad worked at GM. So I was the baby of the family, and I was following in their footsteps. I happened to be the first one to go to college, though. They were all designers, car designers, and they only needed a 2-year degree. They didn't have to go to university. So when I got out of university, I started working there, did well, but I started realizing the stair step of income was slow, and I was living month to month. And I thought, man, I went to college, I got the good job, I'm climbing the company ladder, but man, that ladder, those steps are slow. Is there anything I can do to start making money outside of this? And I started back then, I was looking in newspapers and classified ads. This is 1991 again. There's no internet. So looking in the local newspaper, I saw an ad and I called it, and I went to a broker overview. Well, it was a representative overview, become an independent rep. And I liked what I saw. And I decided to give that a try part-time. And in a short period of time, I set some significant goals. I was desperate. You know, I was barely getting by financially. And so I wanted to be able to go to the movie. I wanted to be able to go away for the weekend and not have to worry about putting it on a credit card. So some of you might be able to relate with this. And fortunately, that business worked out. I was able to resign from General Motors in a short period of time, and I've been self-employed ever since. Now, there's been some iterations from there, but it's because of that experience that I started this company, because I wanted to be able to provide an opportunity like what I experienced, but take away all the things that I didn't like. Discard all the things that I didn't like about a home-based business, namely website fees and renewal fees and inventory fees and startup fees and different things that made the company money, but were just pay-to-play type things. So you're going to find David Allen Capital is absolutely free to join. There's no investment here except your time. We give you the websites. We give you the certification trainings. We give you marketing materials to use, to print. We have a broker support complimentary. We provide this business complimentary to you. We don't make a dime until you make a dollar. It's the bottom line. We're not going to make a dime for you saying yes. We'll spend money supporting you, whether you ever generate revenue or not. So we believe in that model, and it's been profitable. We're over 11 years old, and over 10 years old, almost 11. August 15th will be 11 years old. So we're almost there. We've been profitable every year, and we're very proud of what we built. We've helped tens of thousands of businesses to get funding. So you're hearing a complete overview right now. I'm going to go to some slides in a minute, but I share all that only to say, hey, if you've ever thought, I'd love to make more money outside of what I'm doing, you don't have to quit a job. You can start part-time with us. Or if you say, yeah, but I'm on a slow path for retirement, I need to catch up. Hey, we'll show you a plan to catch up, make some significant money. I was able to leave General Motors within a year, and this opportunity smokes that opportunity as far as availability to make big money up front, or higher money up front, I should say. And then you can also build an agency if you want. So you can be a solo producer, earn on your own production, or you can build an agency and refer others who become brokers, and you earn overrides for doing so. You may have heard of EXP or Keller Williams. They're two real estate companies. They become the biggest in the world. All they did was change the compensation plan model. They said you can be an agent and make money selling homes, or you can be an agent selling homes and also recruit an agent team and get paid when they sell homes. Century 21 didn't do that. Real Estate One didn't do that. EXP and Keller Williams become the two world's largest. All it was a change in comp plans. We allow the same thing. People can say that doesn't work. Well, some people you recruit may not work, but many of them will. And you earn overrides, everything they do. You don't have to recruit anyone. You can be a solo broker. So let me show the slides of what I've got on my screen here. I'll go through them pretty quick. So take notes if you want to. But we're looking for more serious brokers who would love to help business owners get funding. You're going to see we help who the banks won't, and that's most business owners. And we're going to show you how you could start making commissions this week, helping business owners this week get funding this week. It's not a long funding process. One day, and then you're paid very quickly after. So let me go through some slides with you. Let me share my screen. Okay, I got my desktop there. So Tyler or Morgan, can you tell me that you're seeing my screen, Business Loan Broker?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Okay.
We
Beautiful.
are seeing your entire screen. It's not full screen just yet.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see what I've got there. Must be something with my keynote. Sorry, live is live. So bear with me 1 minute. There we go.
There we go.
What does a DAC broker do? You start a conversation with a business owner, you refer them to our online funding platform, experts take over from there, taking care of your clients. So you're really a referral broker. You don't have to do any closings. You don't have to collect documents, anything. You educate someone that funding exists outside of their bank. If they want to apply, they go to your website that we give you, and then our team takes over from there. It's a big opportunity to serve business owners nationwide, and they really need what we offer. All right. Many business owners need funding. 9 out of 10 can't get it at their bank. We have a funding platform online, delivers best offers of all the different providers. You earn fast referral commissions. And again, you can build an agency team if you want anywhere in the United States. Why are so many professionals joining DAC? Well, it's simple. Number one, they see the need. Millions of business owners need funding. We can help them. And they can earn, you can earn. And there's no barriers to entry. No license is required, although we require a certification. It takes about 3 hours, 45 minutes, just under 4 hours to get certified. So you got to invest some time, hours in certification. Outside of that, though, there's no cost to launch your business. You're paid fast. You can get paid this week. Scalable team income potential if you build a team. And it's all home-based. We promote leverage, not debt. We're not into putting people in credit card debt or getting people in debt. We want to give them things to grow their business. Debt is money you take and spend and does nothing for your business. Leverage is money you take to grow your business and earn more profit. We help businesses to grow and profit more. We have what we call fuel plays. This is just our philosophies. Leverage is what this is called. You expand a business with money. Business owners have great ideas. They don't have the money to implement them. So they have one location, want to open a few more. We give them the money to do so. They want to get inventory discounts. We give them the money. They want to add swag material to their ice cream shop to sell. We give them the money. They have a store and they want to remodel that store to bring in higher pricing. We give them the money. They're getting jobs. They need to hire more crews and buy more supplies. We give them the money. They want to expand seating, add a patio at their restaurant. We give them the money. They want to say yes to a roofing job or a cabinet job, but they need supplies and materials. We give them the money. This here is my first 7 clients right here. These are all real life examples of people who took funding. Now, not every play is a fuel play. About 90% of our business funding is, though. They're helping the business to grow. So the cost doesn't matter because they're growing their business. Right? We're giving them a leverage to do something they can't do without us. But there are some times it's not a leverage play. It's a rescue play. They're in a pinch and you got to help them. Like maybe they're about to be evicted because they had some surprise bill and they got to pay or else their restaurant gets evicted, or maybe some equipment broke down. We just helped a truck the other day. The transmission's blown. You got to get the truck back on the road or you can't generate revenue, right? Those aren't cheap. Got to make payroll. Or you're going to lose your key employees. You're out of stock. You need to replenish your shelves, or maybe there's a tax issue or a legal issue. Just whatever the pinch is. This is if you've got a good business. If they've got a good business, but they're behind financially, it's worth keeping the business going. Now, if they got a bad business, sometimes taking money is bad for them, right? We help them determine that. But if they got a good business, they're just had some rough times, that's a rescue play. We give them money. So why business funding? Why do we even do this? And why should you consider it? Well, here's why. Banks are great, but only for 10% of the businesses out there. 90% can't get qualified. Why? Well, the main reason is you must have collateral. Most businesses don't have the collateral to put up. To get a bank loan, you need to have collateral worth over 1 times what you need. Most businesses rent their space. They don't own their building. That means, sorry, can't get you funding. And if you do have collateral, then you need to be profitable for 2 years, have a 700 FICO score, have a business plan approved by the bank management team. You got a long, complex app, takes 1 to 3 months, and only about a 10% of the businesses, or about 1 million businesses out there, qualify. That's it. That's it. The rest cannot. So we have a solution, though. You can be part of the solution. It's called revenue-based capital. What's the biggest difference? You don't need collateral. You just need to be doing existing revenue. You at least have to have $15,000 a month each of the last 3 months in sales. If you don't, we've got an instant funding for you, but it's not our focus. Our focus is $15,000 a month or up. You only have to have a 550 FICO score. You can use the funds any way you want, and it's a simple 5-minute app, and you get your answer within 1 business day, sometimes sooner. You're funded in a day. Over 9 million businesses can qualify with $15,000 a month. Now, we've got an instant funding product I mentioned. You'll learn a little bit about it in a few minutes. That you only need to be doing about $3,000 a month, and there's about 20 million businesses who qualify for that. But 9 million this is our bread and butter. This is where we focus, right? So the solution is revenue-based capital. That's where we're in. But here's the problem. No one lender is best for every business. Right? Why? Well, there's over 100 providers out there. There's about 20 that are great, but even amongst the best 20, there isn't one that's best for every business. Why? Well, there's different industries. Some like, some don't like. The monthly sales amount, some like higher, some like lower. Time in business, some want 5 years, some only care if you're 4 months, right? So we've got different industry issues, different time in business, credit scores, et cetera. So we've got the top 20 providers. We actually have contracts with a lot more than that. But usually most of our funding occurs with 7 to 10, actually. But the top 20 is where we represent. And what happens is we have to solve this. We contracted with all them. So we launched what's called the Bank Breezy, cool name, eh? The Bank Breezy funding platform. One application. All the top funders look at that application. And then we get all the best offers. Our expert team presents to your client with the best offer we got. You see that little visual there? There's a big green at the 1 o'clock. That's the best offer. Then there's some other approvals, but look, there's some declines too. It's not uncommon for many of our businesses to get declined, but also get many offers. And we take the best offer and present it. We don't say, oh, you were declined from 3, approved at 7. We just say, here's the best offer we got you. Now, if they only went to the one that declined them, that's the only one they heard of, they would think they are not approvable. And yet they are approvable. We just need another provider, right? So one-stop best offer at our platform, 5-minute app, best providers compete. We deliver the offer in 1 day, simple and convenient solution for the unbankable 90%, and simple opportunity for you to earn some significant money. We don't determine the cost of funds, but we guarantee the best offer. What does that mean? We're like Travelocity for flights. Delta charges with Delta charges. Southwest charges with Southwest charges, right? Travelocity just presents and lets you decide which one you want. We do the same thing. We just guarantee that it's going to be the lowest or the best priced offer out there, the highest funding or the lowest cost. And if we can't, we give $500. In our 11 years, we started this about 6 years ago. We've never had to give out the $500. Why? Because we're representing all the top providers, just like Travelocity saying, we're going to charge you the lowest Delta price because Delta gives them their best price, right? So we get the best offers, we present the best offers, and we can guarantee it. That's more for your customers, but for your sake as a broker, you'll know you'll never have to worry about this because we always have the best offer. DAC has been in business now nationwide. We can do funding in every state, almost 11 years old now. I've got over 30 years experience helping people start their own home-based business. We've done it successfully. 2 companies prior, both still in business, both doing very well, generated hundreds of millions in sales. DAC is my 3rd company, and this is the one that I feel like I'm staying with forever. This is my legacy business. I'm still with the other one as well. So it's not like I leave them, but this is the focus. We've got the keys, I think, to the right opportunity. And there's no reason for us to ever do anything but maintain profitability. It's a cash cow and grow. Now, there'll be evolutions required, but the bottom line is we've done it 11 years. We got through COVID, still made a profit, given business funding when no one could get approved. We found a way. So bottom line is, folks, you're with a good, strong company. We've got good reviews. The top reviews we get or the top negative reviews we get are people who don't get approved. And it's usually because they If they tell us the truth and we tell them a pre-approval, they're going to get approved. It's when they state something on their application that's not true. We verify everything. And so giving someone a pre-approval, hey, you're pre-approved based on what you've said, we'll give you $100,000, but we now have to verify your bank statements, and we now have to verify everything you said is true. So send us your statements. And when you do that, if they're wrong, then the offer is going to go down, right? We got a 1-star review. And I answer every one of them because we don't get many, but we got one early July. And the person said, they told me I was pre-approved, then I was declined. Well, yeah, because you stated things that weren't true. It's going to happen. But that's what happens when you're in the application business. You're going to get some 1-star reviews. They're not happy they got declined. But look at that, 4.6. It varies between 4.4 and 4.9. I think right now it's 4.4 because that 1-star just came in. So, you can go check it out. But we're proud of that. What we're most proud of is tens of thousands of businesses have got funded with us, and we want to help our brokers. We've got about 7,000 active brokers right now, and we want to have 100,000 active brokers. Okay. So we've got a big need to fill. 93,000 brokers we need. Okay. We give you your website. Your clients can look at it. It's proven. We're always improving this. It already looks a little different than this, in fact. But we give you everything you need that converts. They fill out their online app. We give you marketing materials. We have funding specials every month. We got videos you can share and watch, social media things you can share and watch. Everything you need to grow your business, we give you. And we also have some other services I'll tell you about real quick. Funding's our focus, but we have 2 other services. And you just refer your clients to our expert team on those 2. None of these do you have to become experts in. You're a referral broker. First one's payment processing. We have all the dual processing, cash discounting processing, all the machines that you've ever heard of, POS systems. We do all that. It's not our bread and butter. We refer it out. You refer us clients, you get paid residually on it. We also have instant gig funding. I already mentioned that. $3,000 a month only. If they're doing that, $3,000 to $15,000, we can give them an instant offer. It's usually only about 25% of their monthly sales. So it's pretty low, and you make a little bit of money. But again, that's not our focus. Our focus is right here. The business funding industry doing $15,000 a month or more. That's your focus. You focus there, you can do extremely well. Now, you see the need. Millions of businesses who can't get approved at the bank. They're the front line of capitalism. They grow the business. They grow the economy. They need funding to grow. We don't get them debt. We get them leverage to grow their business, right? They got to pay it back, of course, but they're paying it while growing more sales, right? It's like if you gave your son money to buy a lawnmower, you gave him $300 to buy a lawnmower, and he's going to go turn that lawnmower into $16,000 of grass cutting this summer. Do you mind that you gave him? Does he mind having to pay you back $350 or $360, $390? He wouldn't care if he had to pay you $600 back, double what you gave him, because he just generated, right? That's leverage, right? That's what we do. So now, how do you get paid? Broker compensation. Real quickly, number one, you can be a solo broker, refer clients, get paid. And you're paid the day after we are. So you're usually paid within 4 to 10 days of when they get funded. You can be an agency builder, recruit and train other brokers, the EXP, Keller Williams model, and the DAC model. All right. That's how I got out of General Motors in 1991. I've been in the business of building agencies since the 90s, right? So this isn't something we stole from Keller Williams. It's something we did and said, real estate should do this. And one day they did. Okay. So this is how you earn. Now, two income paths, one opportunity here at DAC. You get them both here. Now, let's just go through how you're paid quick. You earn 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue. What's bonus revenue? Well, we get paid on it. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say a construction company got $100,000 funding. Maybe we have bonus revenue of $8,000 that we're going to pay out. That means you make 40 to 80% of that. Okay, anywhere from 3,200 to 6,400. The business got $100,000. They're happy. You got paid 3,200 to 6,400 bucks. All right. Now, sometimes bonus revenue on that's much lower. Maybe it's only 4,000. Well, then you'd get half, right? You have 1,600 to 3,200. Sometimes it's higher. Maybe it'd be 10,000. 40. Now, we don't determine the bonus revenue. The lenders do. We determine the best offer. Some pay us a little more than others. We don't market the product that pays us the most. We market the product that's best for the client. They can get renewals. They come back for more. We want to give the best offer. Commissions are generally the same, right? Similar, but sometimes it's just lower. So that'll give you an idea of what you can earn on $100,000 funding. What's the difference between 40 and 80%? How many clients you have. As you get more clients, you climb our corporate ladder, if you will, our bonus revenue personal commission ladder. Okay. So when you get certified, you do that 4-hour training, you're at 40%. Prior to that, you only get 10%. So you get a big bump. You get a raise as soon as you get certified. Complete all that training, pass the quizzes, you're done. And if you get something wrong, it tells you what you got wrong. You retake it, right? It's videos and quizzes. It's all pretty simple, multiple choice. And as you get more clients, you climb up 40 to 42 to 45 to 47, 50, right? Your typical insurance or agency model here, what you'd see. But you determine when you climb, not the person who enrolled you. And in life insurance or health insurance or mortgages, the person who enrolls you determines when you climb that ladder, right? You don't. They say, okay, I'm going to make you a general agency now. Okay, now I'm going to make you a managing agency. Well, you don't determine. You could be rocking production and they slow you down. We say, hey, you get to determine how fast you climb our commission ladder. You go get the clients, you hit the numbers, you get there. You get 2 clients with a certain bonus revenue, you're at 50. 7, you're at 60. 12, you're at 70. 20, you're at 80. And they got to be doing a certain amount of bonus revenue. That's why there's dollar signs there. And you'll learn about that. You can't get 20 instant funders and be at the top of our rank. You got to do so many bonus revenues. Got to generate a certain amount of revenue for the company. You'll learn about that in training. But the bottom line is you climb that ladder, you earn it. Okay. That's your personal commission. Now, as an agency builder, you can recruit and support other brokers and earn on their clients. And the way it works is you earn no matter what. If you enroll someone, you earn 4% of any bonus revenue they produce, not just their first client, every client permanently, as long as you're a certified broker. You get 4% on anyone you personally enroll permanently. Okay. You recruit some stars, you make some significant money here. So as an example, you introduce a new broker, they get $100,000 funding with 8,000 bonus revenue. They're going to make 40% because they're certified. They're going to make $3,200. Okay. You're their enroller, let's say. So you make 4% no matter what of the 8,000 bonus revenue. It's $320. That's about the average you're going to earn on every funding in your agency team, about $300. Sometimes you earn a lot more, sometimes you earn less, but $320. Now, that's just the enroller commission. But in this case, we're going to show you're at the 60% level. You get an override spread. This is real simple. It's you where you're at minus where they're at. What is the difference there? 20%, right? So you get another 20% times what? Times the 8,000 bonus revenue. It's another $1,600. So you made $1,920 on this client while they made $3,200. See the value of climbing the ladder. If you weren't at 60%, if you're only at 40%, you'd only make the enroller 4%. This top thing, you'd make $320. You wouldn't make this. Someone else in your up agency is going to get that. We're paying it to someone. We pay this 80% out every single time, plus this 4. It's just whether you're positioned to get it or not. So the longer you wait to climb this, the less positioned you are to earn it. But as you climb up the ladder, you earn more on your own clients, yes, and you earn more on your agency clients. So every client you get is like an investment into your future passive income on your team and future growth on your personal clients. It's very significant. It's meritocracy. You do the work, you get the raises. It's real simple. You don't, you earn 0, right? It's just, you can't join EXP and make money just for joining, or Keller Williams or Century 21 or Farm Bureau or State Farm. You must get customers, right? You have to get customers here too. But if you're not shy for that, if you're willing to have conversations, you'll do very well. Now, yep, we have other agency income too. You'll learn about this in the trainings, but in addition to the override spreads, we have 5-level agency pay. No matter what, you can qualify for this, whether you climb that personal customer ladder or not. The level 1 is that 4% we talked about, but you can get 5 levels as well. You'll learn about this later. When you hit national marketing organization, you're at the 80% level. Well, what if you help someone get to the 80% level with you? Well, they'd cut you out of the override spreads on their team, right? So you'd still be making the 5-level pay on the left, but we're going to give you 2% of that team's entire bonus revenue permanently, right? So you don't get cut out. You're going to make 2%. And we have another level of that, obviously. So an income summary, you get personal commissions on all your personal clients. You get override spread, on where you are versus where they are. You get leadership overrides, and you also get the 5-level agency pay. You don't have to fully grasp all this right now, but all you have to grasp is if I get personal clients, I get paid. And if I recruit agents, I get paid on every one of their fundings, the ones I personally enroll. Yeah, if you're certified, yes. And what if they enroll at brokers? Yeah, you can get paid on them too, override spreads or 5-level pay. Yeah, you can. You'll learn more. So why do we want to go from 7,000 brokers to 100,000? Because we'll make a massive impact, but we'll have 7,000 brokers who make some significant overrides too. You could be one of them, right? We have all the training and extra tools to provide. We have everything, again, as I said at the beginning, is complimentary. Step-by-step plan trainings for you. We have a back office we give you for free. That back office tracks all your deals, your brokers, your team, your compensation, et cetera. We also have a certified training program through our learning management system. So we've got a back office reporting, but then we got a back office training. One's called our LMS, learning management system, and the other one's called your back office, which is your tracks your data and stuff. So we give you both. Those aren't free for us. They're complimentary to you, but they're not free to us. They cost us a lot of money, right? We have fixed costs about $1 million a year, but we charge you nothing. That's pretty darn cool, wouldn't you say? Promo tools ready to go and a funding platform built. We used to sell this platform to outsiders. Now we say it's only available to DAC, and it's all complimentary to you. Support. In addition to that, we have 24/7 broker group on our Facebook community. We have live daily coaching cuddles. Literally, they're called the huddle. They take place every day at 11:30 a.m. We have experts on there talking every day, 11:30 a.m. live. They last about 10 minutes. Real support from real support people. We've got AI support as well, chat bots if you want to talk to them after hours. But we have, people who actually answer your support emails and calls during business hours. And then the leadership here, the agency leaders in your up team, they don't earn unless you earn. They're not excited to get you involved because you're paying a startup fee that they get part of. They're not excited to get you involved because you're buying inventory every month that they get part of. They're not excited to get you involved because you're paying a renewal fee that they're getting paid on. They're not excited to get involved because you're going to pay training fees where they get paid some of it. No, we don't share any of that. We don't charge any of that. They only win when you get a customer and earn yourself first. And same with you. So if you recruit me, you're not earning a penny unless I go make a dime. Isn't that cool? We think it's cool because it brings the right honor to the relationship. We don't make a dime until you make $1, and you don't make a dime on anyone you recruit until they make $1, right? It's pretty well. Maybe when they make 50 cents, you make a dime. So summary, this is a business you can scale from anywhere. There's over 9 million businesses who are doing 15,000 a month who need our help. Another 20 million doing 3,000. We got their back. We are the solution. We've got a proven platform. We've got experts to support them. You can get paid fast. Literally this week, you can earn a commission, earn renewal income as well when the client comes back for more money. It's about 40% of our revenue every year is renewal. Means they got a funding once, they're coming back for another. They're short-term advances. They pay them off and get another. You can earn passive income streams on your team. For our leaders, over half their pay comes from their overrides. More than half comes for me. I know probably about 90% of my pay comes from overrides, and I'm paid in the pay plan. I'm not paid a salary. So I love the pay plan. And you're never alone, right? By the way, why do I want it that way? If I were to die tomorrow, my family has my business still. If I'm only paid as a salaried employee, there's no pay anymore. So I built a passive income team. I started myself, recruited a few, just like I'm asking you to do. I live it. And guess what? I love it. And it's really, really cool to get a check every day because literally we pay daily commissions. And the overrides are paid daily too. And you're never alone with support. So in summary, you can launch today. You can start part-time if you need to. There's no license except our certification. 0 to launch, 0 risk to get started. You can work from anywhere. So we know this works. The only question is, are we a fit for each other? Where do you stand? Is it for you? Is it not for you? Or maybe? Right? That's what you have to decide. And I'll ask you this. Before you decide that, I'll ask you this. Are you a fit for us? And what I mean by that is, hey, we'd love to have everybody. And I'm not selling you something, so I'm not closing you right now. I'm not talking you into business so you pull out your credit card. That will never happen. It never has happened. I'm telling you the truth transparently because I don't want you to waste time. And that is, do you believe business owners are the front line of capitalism? Do you believe that? Do you believe that they take risks that most people don't have to take? Most business owners aren't rich. Do you know that 6 in 10 business owners are breaking even and losing money? 6 in 10. Do you know the host at the restaurant, not the host, the server at the restaurant making 15 to 20% tips makes more than the owner does on that same revenue? They don't make 15%. The average restaurant's making about 6 or 7% of sales. If they're profitable, many of them are breaking even or losing money. 6% of sales. They do 50,000 in sales. They only make $3,000. They do 100,000. They only make $6,000. And the servers are making more than that. I know that because my daughters are servers at a local restaurant. They come home with 150 to 200 bucks serving tables for 5 hours. And I'm like, the owner didn't make that on that sales. I promise you, they didn't make 150 bucks on 900 in sales. I promised you they didn't. So I hope you're super darn grateful that that restaurant owner puts that restaurant there and takes all that risk and provides you a job, because you're getting paid great money. Yeah, you're taking care of customers. I get it. But without that business owner putting that place there, taking that risk, paying payroll, that business doesn't exist. And that's why most close. And I don't want most to close. I am that business owner, just like many of you may be. And if not, hopefully you can relate and understand they are the front line of capitalism. If we don't fund them, they close. If we don't help them grow, they close. The banks can't. I get it. Bank managers love us because we give funds to the people they can't. They refer us clients. We work locally with our banks. They refer us clients. If someone's bank eligible, we send them to the bank. Good for them. But when they're not, most aren't. They send them to us because they don't like saying no, but they have to say no. If you don't think business owners are the front line of capitalism, if you're one of those people out there go, oh, the business owners are all rich and they're the evil ones, you don't fit DAC's culture. But if you're one of the people who says the business owners busted their backside, they made nothing. They worked for free for many years. They still might be working free. They may be paying the dishwasher more than the owner takes home. And they got to worry about their kids' tennis shoes too. And they got to worry about food on the table too. And if you think that they're just rich, you don't belong here. But if you think, hey, if they got rich, they deserve it because they bust. If you're making $1 million a year with us here, you deserve it. No one should call you names because you're rich. You earned it. You went from nothing to something. You earned it. And so did the restaurant owner. So did the tanning salon owner. So did the landscape owner. So did the roofing company. They got to pay someone for falling off the roof. They got to worry about slipping on the ice. They got to worry about a nail coming down and hitting someone in the head. They got to worry about all kinds of things. So can you tell I'm passionate for the business owner? If you don't fit that, you don't fit us, because we are striving to serve. It's like saying you want to be a doctor, but you really don't care about people's health. You shouldn't be, well, I want to get rich, man. Being a doctor is the way to go. You shouldn't be a doctor if you're only in it for the money, right? Your bedside manner is going to be horrible and your knowledge is going to be really pitiful. But if you care about business owners, you're going to go the extra mile. You're going to want to educate them. You're going to want to let them know. You're not going to want to get them money to put them in debt. You're going to get them money to help them grow. And it's going to be leverage. And if that fits you, man, if you have the confidence to understand and how to have a conversation, we'll teach you what to say. Most of you can already figure it out, but we'll share with you what works and what doesn't work. And if you can take that and you're willing to have conversations and willing to get out there and help them like a lifeguard helps someone splashing in the water, you'll go help that business owner because they don't know about our alternative funding. They don't know about it. Or if they do, they don't know about Bank Breezy and the platform with all the different funders. I mean, hundreds of thousands of businesses do, but millions don't. We need more brokers to tell them. So the question is, do you fit us? And do you like what you've heard? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through 4 steps of getting started. If we're not for you, I'm assuming you already signed off. That all turned you off. That little rant right there, I'm sure that's meant to sort. Again, we're free, but we're not free because we spend money supporting emails, texts, calls. As soon as someone joins, we're spending money on LMS data systems. We're spending money. I don't want people to join who aren't serious, right? It's okay to give it a try, but at least believe what we believe before you join what we're offering, right? And so 4 steps of starting. Number 1, get started. Whoever referred you is going to give you a join now link. All you got to do is click on it and roll. It's got their invitation ID embedded in it, their ID, their broker ID number. It's embedded in the link, or they can give it to you. You need that. So just ask them for their link, their partner link. You join. and you fill out all that information, and it's basically becoming it's a broker agreement, right? It's number one. Number two, you got to get certified, because you're only a referral partner until you're certified. You only get 10%. We still pay you. You still have a website that works, but you don't get paid, and you don't earn any when you recruit. So if you want to take advantage of those, you got to become certified. It's going to take you about 4 hours. You're going to get an invite. You're going to have the back office system you join, and then you got to go to the LMS. They're two separate systems, right? So make sure you sign into both and then get going. Once you're certified, the last certification video says, "What now?" And it gives a little plan on how to meet your agency leaders, how to set your plan, and then how to get out there and, I mean, not how to, but to get out there and approach your first 10 clients. And approach your first 10 people about becoming brokers. Like, now, there's nothing else to do. That's the last video you'll see. So spread the word. And then step 4 is get positioned. Support clients and climb that ladder. It's so critical that you recognize, as you build a brokerage team, earning 4% of when you personally enroll, that's passive income. You can enroll 100 people if you want, 100 brokers. You can enroll 10. You are going to get paid on any of them, any of their fundings, but they have the same opportunities. So you're going to have, your agency is going to grow. You don't get paid on level 2, 3, 4, 5 override spreads until you've gotten clients. So being an example, now that doesn't mean you wait. You don't wait. We had 15 clients in this company before I got my first. Did you hear that? We had 15 clients in this company before I got my first client. But I believed in it with the same passion you heard a minute ago, because I was a business owner. I had to sell my last company, partner it with someone, because I couldn't fund it, and I couldn't get, and we were growing, and I couldn't fund the growth and get the loan from a bank. They told me I needed collateral. Near and dear to me. I had to sell my baby that I built for 9 years, and it was profitable and growing and doing great sales. And I had to partner with someone or flatten the sales because I couldn't afford the growth. So my passion is there for helping that. So I referred some other people when I learned of this alternative revenue-based capital, and they helped talking to people as well. And I was talking to people, but they got clients before me. So don't think you got to wait. Don't wait. You'll get paid on anyone you refer and on any other clients, and it'll motivate the heck out of you. I had funding stories that weren't mine that helped me get more clients, right? So as you get started, you got a path to choose. Do you want to be a solo broker? Just get paid for referring clients? You can. Do you want to be a broker enroller, enroll some others and earn on them? Or do you want to say, hey, man, I'm going to build a large agency here. I'm going to get myself to the 80% level, and I'm going to average 20% enroller or override spreads on my entire team. And every funding they get, if it's an average 4,000 bonus revenue, I'm going to make $800, and I'm going to help a team do 10 to 20 a week, and I'm going to make $800 on every one of them. Why wouldn't I build a big agency? And that's what I said too. But not everyone does that, and it's okay. It's what got me out of General Motors. So I kind of got addicted to the whole idea of building and leading a team. So I got kind of like, why wouldn't I? It's the easiest way of leveraging passive income I've ever experienced. But you could just be a solo broker. It's up to you. You can just be a broker enroller, or you can get right after it, right? So you just need to inform the person who introduced you. Where do you see yourself? Are you solo, agency builder, or agency leader? And you want to get after it. But I thank you for joining tonight. We're actually going to take a break because we have another section we're going into. But before we do, I just wanted to applaud you for being here tonight. And I just want to encourage you, if you like what you saw, don't just think about it. Jump in. It's complimentary. If you decide it's not for you, you don't have to go. You don't have to join. I mean, you don't have to do the business. You don't even have to cancel. Just stop being active. You may come across a business owner in 3 months you want to talk to about it, or someone who says, hey, man, I'm really looking for an entrepreneurial opportunity. I want to make some money outside of what I'm doing. Have you ever heard of DAC? And you can refer them. It's not really for me, but I really loved it. Timing wasn't right, but you may like it, and you can refer them and earn 4%. So there's no reason to quit, right? But there's also no reason to not get going unless it's just not a fit, because we've taken away every barrier. So get with the person who referred you. We tell them, try to introduce people that you think are a good fit, that will act with integrity and honor, and will want to take care of business owners, will want to get educated and answer accurately, and You don't have to know everything, but you got to know the basics, and certification covers that. Certification will cover that. That's why we require it. So you represent us well. So get with them, let them know. We thank you for attending tonight. We hope you're saying yes. We hope you're going to go out and impact thousands of businesses through your own agency, just like we already have. Started with me, and then it came me and 3, and then me and 300, and it's grown from there. And you can do the exact same thing. It's a lot easier now. Everything's in place. All right. So thank you again. My name is David Rutz, founder of David Allen Capital. I say God bless you and thank you. Get joined with us. Join now. All right. I'm going to stop the stream, and then I might have to put my glasses on. Well, it doesn't say live stream, so all right. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's stopped on its own, or maybe it never happened.
Beautiful.
Now, go ahead, buddy. You're
Alrighty,
live.
guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're here for the monthly training that David Rutz is going to be covering in a few minutes here, but I'm going to jump right from the top here with some of these brand new exciting updates and reminders for you guys. So from the top here, new LMS 2.0 has gone live as soon as a few hours ago. More hats off to Tyler and the team. There was a lot of effort in these past few months to bring this together. And, quite frankly, as much as we update a lot of the things that we have and we throw more things into the mix, at the end of the day, it's really for our brokers to get the most out of this opportunity, to feel that once they get through that certification, it was simple from the system itself, accessing the system itself, to the education inside of it, coming out a confident, stronger, more knowledgeable broker. So just really sending a lot of appreciation. If you guys could even throw some appreciation into the chat. I know some of you may be brand new with us. But we have our certification, like David mentioned, and Tyler and Taj, who's a part of our corporate team, has put a lot of time into putting this together. So it's live. If you guys want to check it out right after this, don't do it now because you're here with us. I want to make sure you guys are paying attention. But after this, if you want to check that out, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's looking beautiful. So thank you to Tyler and team. Brand new LMS. Give it a look. It's absolutely amazing. We got our new funding special for the month of August, as we're in a brand new month. We have our monthly funding specials for any folks who are brand new, which is we pick an industry every month that it's a really good time for that business. They're either in a really hot season or they're in a point in the year where that industry could really be, it's a good time for them to get some working capital. So for the month of August, the company chose the HVAC industry. There's a lot of repairs. These are very heavy months for those businesses. So they need either supplies or staffing, get some crew. So that's going to be the funding special. It's already live in the Resource Center for anyone who's brand new. That's just a place where you get any and all materials as a DAC broker. So that flyer is live in the Resource Center for the August HVAC funding special. We have our pre-qualification document, which is also in your back office. This is a sheet for you as a broker to walk through with a client to ensure that this funding is not only a fit for their business, but to understand their needs, the exact needs for what they're looking for capital wise, and see if that aligns with what we can start to get an idea of what we could get them pre-approved for in our heads, right? So that was created by David Rutz. It was actually the idea was originally brought up by one of our leaders in the field, and we decided that we should make this an official document. So he threw that together. Give that a look if you haven't as well. It's beautiful. You could be on the phone with that potential client, and walk right through that pre-qualification sheet flawlessly and figure out everything you need to know. And you'll be, by the end of that, you'll have a great window on if it's a good fit to move forward with them. So appreciate you for that, David, creating that, and our leaders in the field for always bringing up very important resources that we need as brokers, right? So that's goes right in hand with what I mentioned, that we create that to enhance the experience for you guys. So another document, the prerequisite document, that's a broker prerequisite document, also in the Resource Center. I think I said back office on the last one, your DAC Resource Center, which you can access from your back office. But this prerequisite document is for brokers to essentially go down the list and see there's different, as David mentioned, there's different categories of brokers. Solo broker. Do you want to, build a team? Do you want to build an agency, right? Other leaders. So there's some prerequisites there that you can go down and really check and say, if I'm shooting to be this or this, am I meeting some of the qualifications or necessary actions, right? And things that go into that. So give that a look if you haven't as well. It's great as you're bringing on new brokers to have them look at that as well, because it helps them determine what is required from each different type of broker and what fits for them so that they can move forward in confidence, knowing that they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Lastly, we have the continuation of our DAC 250 American Opportunity Challenge, which is our current contest going from June all the way until December. This is by far the largest. This is the second contest and competition that DAC has hosted, but by far the largest. We had our March Madness, which was phenomenal, just a great, friendly, fun competition all the way until the very end. And we wanted to do something that opened up the window for brokers to go out and all have a chance, right? In March Madness, we were competing in bracket style, but with this contest, or competition, I should say, everyone has the chance to earn their own spot on the DAC convention at sea, which is taking place in April of 2027. So we've got this competition going on right now. That flyer is in the middle of the resource center as well. That flyer is there, beautiful flyer, which gives you all the breakdowns of how you can earn your cruise for yourself and a potential person to bring along with you, friend, family member, spouse, whatever it may be. So give that a look. And just a last reminder on that we are not the only participants in the cruise, right? There's other people, public members joining that cruise as well. So the rooms are filling up. If you're brand new with us or you're a seasoned broker and haven't reserved your room yet, you're going to want to refer to that flyer. Make sure you book your room, put that deposit in, because if you earn it and there's not enough rooms, there's really nothing that the cruise can do for us. They can't, throw people overboard just for us, and even though we're pretty special. So keep that in mind, guys, as you're bringing on new brokers. That prerequisite document, let them know about that cruise, the competition, the DAC American Opportunity Challenge. And get them fired up about this. We've got a lot of brokers who have already almost qualified to get their rooms. So make sure you're a part of that if you want to be a part of that. And these are the updates I have for you guys. So we'll move back to our main man, David Rutz. Hopefully you're set up and prepared now, sir.
I am. Thank you so much, buddy. Hey, great stuff, McGuire. Thanks for covering all that. Team, we've got a lot of things evolving. There's always good stuff happening. The Bank Breezy team is doing tremendous. The funding team, that is, doing tremendous on what they're doing with new applications that come in. We've had a lift in the last, since November. We added more staffing there, and that's been able to lift on the same number of fundings. We've generated almost 40% more fundings, same amount of applications, about 40% more fundings, just because we've added more staffing there. But again, that all costs money. So we're investing in you guys. We're trying to improve things on the renewal side, on the stall side. There's many different areas that we're trying different things. So, McGuire, I ran upstairs to grab some things. Did you mention the stall or no? Stall email?
What part of it? The discontinuation?
Discontinue, yeah.
I did not. No, that's actually a really good update.
Yeah, I'll mention that now. He mentioned the things we're doing that have improved, where we're notifying you of a new customer starting your team to the leaders, a new broker starting your team. So we're notifying I'm going to unblur my background. We're notifying the up team leaders, and basically here's the compensation personal customers. We have general agency, GA5, MGA, SGA, NMO. The MGAs and SGAs get an email every time someone gets started in their team. A new broker started in their team, an email will go out to the MGA or the first MGA or SGA up the line. If it happens to be an MGA, the SGA won't get the email. The MGA will, right? And the same thing happens if it's a new customer started the application. They completed an application. It's not if they start the applet, the first 5 questions in Bank Breezy, that's just starting the applet. Some of them leave after that. But if they then get forwarded to Bank Breezy and complete that full application, that's called a completed package. Even if there's some errors with it, even if they got to send another document, they believe they've completed it. They said completed, they uploaded some stuff. They become a completed package. The up team MGA or SGA or NMO, the first one up the team, is going to get an email saying, hey, you've got a new customer started. Your broker who did it is Lisa or Mike, and it'll show the name. So you can see who your most active brokers are. Could you see the value of that if you're one of these leaders up here, seeing the value of who in your team down here is submitting a lot of packages? Because first of all, you make a nice override, right? You make the difference, but you want to know who's working. You got hundreds of people in your agency. Who do you spend your time working with? The most active. Now, sometimes activity doesn't result in an application. People aren't ready to borrow money right now. They don't need it. They don't have a strong need right now. But that email is going great. But one of the things we were doing is we were sending stall emails, which we're discontinuing because there's no way to automate it. At least no easy way to automate it. And we've been putting, McGuire's been spending 4 hours a week on average, 4 hours a week manually doing searches, searching who's the broker, who's the up team MGA and SGA. Let me write them a personal email. And what we're finding is it's not creating a lift in the stall effectiveness. We're already reaching out to the client that they stalled. A stall is someone who started the applet, never completes the application. Usually they don't want to apply, but sometimes they're just confused. They're confused about something or they didn't have a document. So sometimes our reaching out to them turns them into a full application. But we're not sending you a stall email anymore telling you, hey, someone in your team down here has a new client that's stalled. And if you get those, you know what we're talking about. If you don't, it doesn't matter. But you're not going to be getting those anymore, the stall ones, because those are manual. We haven't seen a lift. Now, the brokers are getting an email that, hey, you've got a new customer that stalled, the person who actually brought the customer forward. You've got a new customer, started the app process, David, but they stalled out. You may want to call them and see what they need help with. So you as the broker are told, the client's told, hey, you stalled. Did you want to continue where you left off? So we tell the client, we tell you as the broker, we're just not telling your leader anymore. Okay. But we did automate telling them when the app is completed. So that's good news. And maybe in the future, we'll automate the stall, but it's a low priority for us because it did not create a lot of emails to me and many of the leaders. We reached out to the broker and the client. It didn't really effectively change anything. They were stalling for a reason. Again, a stall is someone who started the applet at Bank Breezy, answered the first 5 questions, then were sent to the full application to complete and stopped somewhere. That's what we call a stall. Okay. They didn't want to complete the application. Many times it's because they're not doing the sales they said they were doing in the first 5 questions. We ask them to verify it, and as soon as they got to verify it, they stall. They disappear. So sometimes it's just that. Pre-qualification solves that. But listen, this is what I want to talk about briefly with you. Got 2 things I'm going to talk about. But the first thing I want to make sure you understand this. Okay. This is our personal commission ladder. And I'm sorry about the lighting back there. I'm going to explain this. Forgive me that I don't have a great lighting down here in my home office, but your personal commission ladder, everyone starts out at 10%, your referral agent. You get 10% of bonus revenue. What's bonus revenue? Bonus revenue is what we can pay out on that funding. Okay. Bonus revenue. It's what we pay out. Now we keep a percentage for operations, but then we pay out a fixed amount every time. And so if generally it's about 7% of the funding, but that's been trickling down. It used to be 10% of the funding. It's been trickling down. As the industry gets more and more competitive, the commission rate is going down, 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 down. In fact, some lenders pay us a lot more if the funding gets to, a lot less as a percentage if the funding surpasses a certain amount. They just won't pay us more than a certain percentage, which today is our bonus revenue is higher than what they're paying us. So we have to lower bonus revenue, right? So bonus revenue is trickling down a little bit as the industry gets a little bit more competitive, but the approval amounts are going up. So they're paying us a little bit lower, but the approval amounts are going up and we're getting a lot more approvals. So commissions are going up, but the bonus revenue per deal is going down a little bit as a percentage. I'm just transparent with you. It's not a big deal. It's still very lucrative. But bonus revenue is generally, let's just say it's 6% of the funded amount. It may only be 2% on some. I mean, there's some that we can only pay out 2%, but it's a big funding. Or there's a renewal where they've gotten so many renewals, they're like, hey, we can't keep charging this person what we were. They're really good to us. They're going to leave us if we don't reduce the cost. And so the commission's got to go down because there's not really other places to cut from, right? So, but bonus revenue is generally 6% of the funded amount. So $100,000 funding, what's bonus revenue? $6,000. That means we're paying out all these percentages of that 6,000. Plus, we're paying the 5-level pay. Plus, we're paying the NMO overrides. Plus, we're paying other incentives. So we end up paying out 100% of that. We end up paying out $6,000. If we say bonus revenue $6,000, that's what we intend to pay out in commissions. We've already taken a little profit on our own. Okay, so we've got some operations profit in there. $6,000 is what we're paying out. You make 10% of it only if you're a referral partner. You only make $600. The other $5,400 is getting paid to someone. It's going to someone up the chain, right? Someone in the team is at an NMO above you. Someone in the team is at an SGA above you. Someone in the team is at an MGA above you. Someone's at a GA5 above you if you're brand new. Someone is. So someone's getting this money. The key is we want you to climb to get there. And we also want your team to climb to get there. This is a performance-based comp plan. It's smart, right? So you can go watch the comp plan videos. This isn't a comp plan training, but I need to talk about this before I talk about the next thing. So bonus revenue is generally about 6% of the funding. If you're at 80%, you're making $4,800 of this. 80% of 6,000. If you're at 10%, you're only making $600. If you're at 40%, you're making $2,400, right? So you can see the value of climbing the personal commission thing. Now, if you get a funding and the bonus revenue is only 2%, don't call and complain. If we paid you 2%, there's probably only 2.25% in the deal. We're not keeping, you're earning a lot more than we are. Your 40% is about 3 times more than we're earning. So believe me, we're just taking a little skim. Fortunately, we keep our expenses very tight and we keep our operations tight and we find a way to fund all this stuff by having large volumes and we pay you most of the commission. If we talk to a consultant today, they'd say cut bonus revenue in half. Cut it in half. Why are you paying out all your money to the brokers? Well, the brokers are the ones got, yeah, but they get one and leave. You really need to pay them all that money? No, we're paying their leaders too. We're paying people who've helped build this. We're paying people who've given us their sweat. And see, until you've built a sales organization, don't tell us what to pay a sales organization consultant. We don't care what the spreadsheet says. We know the hearts and the minds and the souls of the people who go meet in living rooms and go talk to business owners and talk to 100 business owners before one of them applies. Or they talk to 100 business owners and 40 apply, but you go, what's the difference? It's not quality of the conversations usually. It's quality of the relationship. That's what's the difference. And so some people just have better relationships with business owners already. They're already serving business owners. And we know what it's like to have someone who's never done that to get comfortable doing it. And we know what McGuire did on all those calls testing for us, right? We know what many of you do working this. Being a business owner or self-employed broker is not, hey, whether it's mortgage, real estate. Could you imagine being a real estate broker in your town when there's already thousands of real estate agents in your town who are licensed and have a lot of experience? And you're brand new to real estate and you got to say, hey, I'll sell your home for you when there's already 50 well-qualified people in town who can do it better than you? Could you imagine how hard that must be? Business funding, folks. There's no one in your town doing business fundings except at the bank, and they can't help who we can help. We can help who they can't help, but we become their best friends. It's ironic. I was at a meeting. I shared the story in the business overview. The bank I was with, I used to have a juice company. Well, it was a wellness company, but it sold juices as well. And the juice is what caused me to have to sell it because there was such a lead time, buy all the materials, all the raw ingredients. We bought them from Australia and we bought other things from New Zealand, and all these ingredients were coming. Well, that takes time. And then we had to get them all to the bottler at the right time. And then we had to pay in advance. And then we had to bottle. Well, if we want to buy 50,000 bottles, we got to buy all those raw ingredients now. What if we're selling so fast? We got to buy for 400,000 bottles. Remember that Costco story? The guy had to build all that product for Costco. He's got the deal. Now you got to find the product. You better have the money to make the product or your growth doesn't matter. You can't fund it. Yeah. People say, oh, you're funding growth. Come on. If you're growing, of course you can fund it. You have no idea if you've never built product before, how hard it is to fund. It's harder to fund growth than slowdowns. Slowdowns don't put pressure on your new money. They put pressure on your operations costs, but you can lay someone off. You can't hire people to satisfy your growth unless you have the money. You can't buy more raw ingredients unless you have the money. So when we look at my last company having to go through that, I went to my bank and he said, sorry, you need collateral. You don't have enough collateral to put up. And I'm like, yeah, but I have more money in the bank than I'm asking you for. But if I use it all, then I'm going to not be able to pay my payroll. And they said, sorry, we can't help you. I'm like, you've got that much money of mine in your bank and you won't match it for me? No, can't do it. Guess who I had a meeting with last week? The person in charge of business funding from that bank from 20 years ago. He's interested in being a broker with us now. Isn't that something? Now, I didn't know him then. He's not the one who told me no, but everyone who told me no worked for this person. And isn't it ironic that this company exists because of their rules? He didn't make them, though. It's the bank's rules. But now he's interested in being a broker with us because we can help who we can't help. Is that pretty cool or what? But this here is your stair step. Now, don't worry about what your bonus revenue is. I know everyone, well, what's my commission? What's my commission? I get it. I'm interested in what I'm earning too. Just know this, that it's going to be the best commission we could get for the best offer we could get. If bonus revenue is 2,000, we made about 200. Okay? And we're paying 2,000 out. Maybe we made 250. So we want to make more than 250 as well. How much work did we put into it? How much work is our systems? How much? So please, if someone calls me and complains, says, well, I'm only getting $1,000 bonus revenue on this, you want to switch? How about I take your check and I'll give you what our company's keeping? Right? So I get it. People want the average bonus revenue 7%. I want 7% bonus revenue. I get it. But not all of them are going to be, if the average is 7, some are going to be 4, some are going to be 9. Right? It's just the way it goes. So just know that going in. But now here's what I want you to see. When you're brand new, you're certified. As a certified broker, you make 40%. You get a big raise. I love, Tyler, how you put that on the front page of the LMS. I love that. Okay, really cool. So you become certified. You're now at 40% on your own personal clients. And if you refer someone new, this is you refer a new broker, you now earn that 4% level 1. Because the only requirement to earn 4% on your level 1 is to be a certified broker. You got to be a CB. If you're a CB, you get level 1, 4%. So if you're a GA, you get 4%. And you also get the difference between you and the referral partners. If this person you recruit is a referral partner only, they never become certified. They get a client, they're only going to make 10% of bonus revenue. Who gets the 30? You. So you by being certified, you do earn more on your people you personally enroll. You make 4% plus the difference between where you are and where they are. If they're only at 10%, you make 30. Some of you will have some accountants who just want to be referral partners. They're okay with 10% of bonus revenue, and you'll make the 30. Okay. Now, but here's the real key. You got 2 clients with 5,000 bonus revenue, you're already at 50%. See how quickly you can jump? 2 clients with 5,000 bonus revenue total, and you're at 50%. And being at 50% is cool because you got a raise. But really where it's cool is every new person you enroll, even if they are certified, you get 10% override plus your 4%. So you're making 14%. You got the 4% from here. They're on your personally enrolled level. You got the 10% override. You're making 14% of all the bonus revenue. If the average bonus revenue, let's just say 6,000, 6,000 times 14% is $840. Is that right? 14% times 6,000, 10% is 600, 4% is 240. Yeah, it's $840. You're making on the average client. If you're at 50%, you recruit. See, so don't look at what you're earning just on your own. Look at what you're earning on your agency. Now, so many people don't get, I'm going to wait till I've gotten more clients. The thing that I'd like you all to take from this, if you are one of the people who says, I need to wait because of integrity, how do I recruit someone to get clients when I haven't gotten any myself? Okay, I understand that. And I would just say to you this. You've got life jackets and you live in Colorado by the rushing rivers. And you're out there with a life jacket by the river every day watching for people to go by who need a life jacket. And nobody's needed one yet. But there's 5 rivers that you're not at, and 3 people drown in those 5 rivers, and they didn't have life jackets. And you have a friend who lives on that river, but you didn't tell them because you hadn't helped anyone yet. So you had to prove the life jacket works before you gave the life jacket for them to give away to people. So you didn't tell them those 3 people drowned. You know how many businesses are shutting down for lack of capital? The Small Business Administration stated that of all the businesses that failed, 82% of them said, 82% of the 100 who quit business failed, said they failed because they could not get access to capital. 82% said that was the number one reason for failure. Couldn't get sales. It was lack of access to capital. People don't recognize it is the oxygen of a business owner. You give a business owner working capital, they'll put it to work with ideas. They'll make mistakes, but they'll try things. And some of them work, some of them don't. But if they don't have access to capital, they can't try anything. They got to stay bootstrapping it. And the rat race, I think it's hard being in the rat race as a person, trying to pay all your bills. Imagine running a business that way, where you're not doing enough sales to cover your business expenses. You can't do anything. You can't even hire someone to clean the toilets. You can't even put new light bulbs in. You're out of money. Your light bulbs are burnt out. That's why you see signs along the road with burnt out lights. Why don't they clean this bathroom? Because the owner's busy cooking the food and he doesn't have time, or she doesn't have time to clean the bathroom, and he can't hire anyone to clean the bathroom because they're already not paying themselves. That's why they can't clean the bathroom. It's not as easy to make it in business as keeping your home clean. Unless you don't have any money right now, then you know what it's like. Being a business owner is just like people being in poverty. It's very hard to make things happen. So we encourage them. We get them the capital to help them grow. If you wait, businesses will close because you didn't recruit me to tell someone. Remember I said we had 15 clients in our company before I got my first. Those 15 businesses have gone on and done very well. They maybe never would have got the money because if I didn't get clients, why would I have recruited anyone? But I knew there were going to be people who get clients before me. Why wouldn't I? Who cares that I made money on it? It's because I needed to make an impact. So when you recruit new people, all these people you personally enroll are people who can make an impact. These are all brokers who get to start for free and have the upside potential of a big business. And you're making 10 or 14% once you're at the 50% level. And when you're not, you're still there. You're still getting the 4% minimum. You don't not get paid on it. So your goals, couple quick goals here. I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to go on to the next part. Your goals are climb as fast as you can. To get to the top, you need 20 clients for 300 bonus revenue. It's going to take you some time. 20 clients, 300 bonus revenue. That's about $4 million in funding. $4 million in funding, 20 clients. About. It's going to take you some time. Right? It may be, and that counts renewals, it counts anything, but these 20 have to be new clients. 20 different clients, $4 million in funding on average to get to $300K in bonus revenue. And that's how you get to the NMO. It's going to take you some time. But if you're here, it's only $50,000 in bonus revenue, 7. That could be as little as $700,000 in funding. 7 clients, 100,000 each, you're probably there. That's why we have a lot of MGAs. And you're making that 60%. We have SGAs, right? We have NMOs, right? So it takes some time, but that's okay. It takes time to become the president of a company too. It takes time to get a 4-year degree too. It takes time to get a master's degree too, become a dentist too, to become a nurse too. People starting nursing school, man, they're signed up for the grind and they get supported by everyone. Oh, dude, you're going to be in the grind. You're going to have it hard. You're going to be busting your tail in nursing school. You're going to be busting your tail in dental school. You're going to be busting your tail. Oh, you want to be a doctor? Good for you. You're going to go to school for 8 years, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, 8 years making nothing. Yeah. But guess what happens afterward? Well, guess what? What if you worked 8 years here to become an NMO? And you had 100 people in your team. Bear with me. You had 100 people in your team who got a funding each month. Maybe you got 300 in your team, but you had 100 who got 1 funding a month. Could be different people. But you had 100 fundings, and let's just say they average 300 or 3,000 bonus revenue. They're all small. They're all small. They're all $40,000 fundings, not 400, not 200. That's 100 times 3 right there. You got $300,000 in bonus revenue you produced this month. And you're at the 80% level. And let's say most of it in your team is under someone at the 60% level, but you're getting 20%. What's 20% of 300,000? 60K a month. Now, what if you're only at 10%? 30K a month. Because you're getting 10% of the $300,000 in bonus revenue. How do you get 300,000? 100 fundings at $3,000 each. That's how. You don't need thousands of fundings to make amazingly crazy good money, but you need to position yourself to make 20% override spread. How do you get 20% override spread? Well, here's one quick way. Get to the 60% level, and everyone you recruit, they're at 40. You're at 60, you're making 20%. Even when they get a client, go to 42, you're still at 17%. Even when they go to 45, you're at 15%. Even when they go to 47, you're still at 12%. Even when they go to 50, you're still at 10%. Plus this. So you climb this ladder, your override spreads become unbelievably good. And they're paid every day. So that's part one, the value of climbing the ladder. You get it, right? You see the ladder, you climb the ladder. Go out there and say, okay, you got to get to 4 million in funding and 20 clients, and I'll be NMO. 4 million in funding, 20 clients, I'll be NMO. 4 million. Now, it may take 4.5 million, it may only take 3.5 million, but just set the goal. I'm going to get to 4 million in funding, 20 clients, and I'll be NMO. Okay, that's part one. Part two. You've all seen this. I'm going to talk about it all the time, but please bear with me. Until you're living this, be glad we're showing you. Okay. Employee, self-employed. Some of you have never seen this. These are the cash flow quadrants. Cash flow. The good news is one of the new sections in the certification is now called cash flow from your agency. Okay. And it's only 4 minutes long, but it is impeccable. It's at the agency expansion portion. Employed, self-employed, business owner, investor. This is not talked about in the certification, by the way. This is something separate, but employee, self-employed. This means you trade your time for what, folks? You trade your time, that's a clock, for money. You got to go work an hour to get paid money, or work a week to get paid a salary, right? Or you exchange a service for money. You install electrical lines. You, whatever you take film, cameras, you take photographs of someone, you clean a house, you paint a roof, whatever. You're self-employed. You earn for doing a service. Okay? This is you get money for your work. You work, you earn. What happens if you don't work? You don't earn. If you can't go to the work, they're going to lay you off or fire you. If you are self-employed and you don't have any jobs, what do you make? Nothing. Right? Just like here as DAC broker, you're self-employed. You go get a client, you get paid. If you don't get a client, you don't get paid, right? So you can earn zero. Here you can't earn zero unless they lay you off. Employees have some guaranteed basic income, right? Self-employed. But the reality is, what we're trying to do is we're trying to prepare you for retirement so you have your new income and your new expenses each month. Forget my shorthand. You have new income each month and you have new expenses. Your job and your self-employed feed this new income, right? It's where you get your money from to cover your bills. If you have leftover, then we say put it in a 401k, right? Put it in an IRA, invest it. So this invest. Right? We've talked about this. If you get new money coming in, you have new expenses going out. If you don't have any extra, you live in the rat race. If you have extra, you put it in your 401k. What happens when you invest money? It compounds. Theoretically, it compounds and it doubles every 7 to 10 years, right? Because it's growing by 10% a year. Let's say it would take 7 years for whatever you invest to double. You have 10,000 in your investment, it'll become 20 in 7 years. It'll become 40 in 14 years. Right? It'll become 80 in 21 years. It'll become 160 in 28 years. It'll become 320 in 35 years. It'll become 640 in 42 years. And it'll become 1.28 million in 49 years if you put in so much now, right? Because you have time for it to compound. So that's why it's good to do, right? Most people haven't done this. So they don't have this put aside yet. They have some, but they don't have enough to live, because once we stop earning, I talked about this Friday. I'm almost done because I'm moving on to something. I got to bring it up for those who aren't on. Once you don't have a job, you don't have new income anymore. New income goes away, but you still have your expenses every month. So then what do? You take your 401k and you say, how long will that last? So we're going to draw an hourglass here because this is time. How long will this investment portfolio last paying these bills? How long? If it costs $7,000 a month to live and you have 300K, 7,000 a month is what? Times 12, 84,000 a year. 84,000 a year, you only have 300,000. You have about 4 years, less than about 3.5 years. This money will last 3.5 years only to cover your retirement, right? So it's okay. Now, if this 3 million, look at that, you can go a lot longer. It could go 35 years, right? But it's 300,000. So if it's 5 million, you're pretty good. But if it's not, you're like, now what? Well, here's what. The reason this matters, this ladder, 40 to 80%, I cannot stress this enough, that 40 to 80%, climbing that ladder positions you for something called passive income. Right here, passive income from your agency. This feeds new income. You don't have to sell your stocks. You don't have to liquidate your 401k. You don't have to take any money out. Your agency is producing new fundings. If it was just, folks, be with me for a minute. If you just had 5 fundings a week, 5 fundings a week, forget the level you're at there, forget all this. Let's just say you made 300 per funding, which is below average for anyone who's reached higher levels. But let's just say 300 per funding. 5 fundings a week times 300 a funding is what? $1,500. $1,500 a week. $6,000 a month, and you don't have to sell any of your 401k. Just 5 fundings a week in your team. But if you don't have a team, can you do 5 fundings a week? No. If you only have 5 people in your team, are you going to do 5 fundings a week? No. If you have 50 people in your team, are you going to do 5 fundings a week? No, probably not. You won't have 1 out of 10 get a funding each week. You won't. You may have 1 out of 100 get a funding every week, or 5 out of 100, depends on the team you recruit. You may have 1 out of 10 get 1 every year. Every 10 brokers, you might have 1 out of 10, 10% get a funding at least once this year. The real estate industry, 15% of the real estate agents sell all the homes. 85% never sell a home. We're no different. You're going to have a lot of people who never get a funding, but they're not going to lose money. And they may recruit a team who does, who recruits a team who does. You're overriding your team. You're not just overriding the people you personally enroll. So your march away today, I'm going to go into one last section and we're going to take your questions. Your march away is, I have to race up that ladder. So many people don't recognize the value of climbing the ladder. But Faster than climbing that ladder, I've got to start building my brokerage team. I don't have to, but I should, because that's where half the compensation goes. Half the money I'm not positioned to take until I get to the 80%. And then I'm still only getting it on my personal clients because I didn't build a team. So I can't say you should do this, but the people at Century 21 can't make as much as the people at EXP. The people at Century 21 can't make as much as the people at Keller Williams. Why? EXP and Keller Williams, you can build a team and get paid off every home they sell. Century 21, you can't unless you become the broker. Open that office, have all those expenses. Keller Williams, you can work out of your home and build a team of 500 agents. Now, you know how hard it is to sell a home? You know how hard it is to compete in your town for homes? We got business funding. Our commissions are just as high, and there's no competition, and it's free, and the license process is 4 hours. It's a certification process. So we've got a competitive advantage as far as opportunities are concerned, but man, we tip our hat to them. They do billions in commissions. One day, maybe we'll do billions in commissions, because there's hundreds of billions being lent out in our space every year, hundreds of billions. We need to become a monopoly. We need to get more clients than anyone else. We need you to help us do that. I could take the Bank Breezy platform and put it on Fox News and advertise the heck out of it every day and do a lot of funding, and it would be profitable, but it would take your opportunity right from you. Everyone would go right to there to apply instead. And then we'd end up hiring a bunch of corporate people to come in inside sales and make a salary like they do at Rocket Mortgage. Most people leave Rocket because they don't get paid enough. So we are not trying to create that model. We're trying to create a model like EXP. We'll become the world's largest real estate company by allowing you to build your own agency. How about becoming the world's largest funding company by allowing you to build your own agency? But if people don't take advantage of it, you're not helping us make that happen. You go help 5 clients, good. Thank you for that. You're helping those 5 clients the most. You're making some money yourself. Recruit a team of 5,000 people who have 500 people getting 5 clients. Now you just help 2,500 new clients get funded. That's making a massive impact. Right? That's really what we're counting on here, is people who can see that. That's okay if you just want to be a referral partner, but I want you to see the value of this. And I need to take you a little story. And then I'm going to got one last thing and we're done. McGuire, Tyler, someone shout out the time real quick.
You got 9:35.
Thank you so much. Okay. I got 2 little stories for you, and then we're going to go to your questions. There's this insects. They're playing a game, and the insects versus the jungle animals. And you got the giraffe and the cheetah and the elephant on one side. And you got, the worm and the caterpillar and the ladybug and everything on the other side. And they're playing a football game. And the cheetah takes the first handoff, runs over everyone, cloud of smoke, boom, no one can catch them. No one tackles them, touchdown. My goodness, this isn't going to be fair. The caterpillar hands the football off to the ladybug, crunch. The ladybug gets smashed by a elephant, comes up, head spinning. Oh my goodness, I don't want it the ball anymore. And they turn the ball over. Then the giraffe gets the ball, catches a pass, scores. You can't tackle them. They just keep running the ball up, scoring every time they touch the ball. It's like 70-0 in minutes. And then they keep going and keep going. All of a sudden, it's 140-0 in minutes. And all of a sudden, the ball gets handed off to the elephant. He's laughing. He's running. All of a sudden, something grabs his trunk and boom, tackles that elephant to the ground. And the elephant's, what in the world was that? And the mosquito's like, did you see that? I was buzzing around, but I couldn't do a thing. The elephant went down. And so the lion goes, give me the ball, elephant. You probably tripped over your own trunk. So the elephant gives the ball to they hand the ball off to the lion. The lion, someone grabs its mane, whacks it right to the ground. And they're all coming back to the huddle. And the fly says to the mosquito, who made that tackle? I didn't make that tackle. Who made that tackle? Nobody knows who made the tackle. The little tick says, I didn't make the tackle. I was trying to get there, but I didn't. And so now the draft says, listen, guys, okay, you obviously, you need to throw it up high to me. Watch what I do with it. So the draft takes the ball and he's going and he thinks he's going to score. All of a sudden, something grabs him by the tail, wham, throws him to the ground. And they're all running back to the huddle. And all the insects are going, what in the world's going on? What's going on? And they see the centipede walking back. And the centipede's, scurrying back to the huddle, and someone says, centipede, yeah, I did that. I'm the one who tackled him. Yeah, I got did you get the lion too? Yeah, I got the lion as well. I got the elephant. I got him. Man, oh man, we're down 140-0. Where you been all game? And the centipede says, well, I've been on the sideline. I've been tying all my shoes. And many of you have been on the sidelines tying all your shoes. You've been thinking of a reason to get in the game. You've been thinking of a way to get in the game. And the certification's been there. The Bank Breezy system's been there. Everything's been there. But there's been a reason to just keep tying the shoes. And all I'm going to encourage you to do is, our business is continuing to flourish. We do so much training. There's not much to train in our training call. I'm going over things we don't train all the time, because we've got certification training, covers everything. We've got huddles every single day, covers everything. We've got a Friday training, covers everything. We then have local leaders training, covers that. There's no excuse for, we've got support team. We've got the Breezy experts taking care of the clients. There's no excuse except someone's not willing to have the conversations because they're still tying their shoes, right? That's the thing. So I would just say to you, if you're here and you're like, well, I want to do this, but I don't feel ready, I'm going to ask you two questions, and we're going to go to your questions. Number one, do you believe business owners could use capital? Okay. Do you believe that banks don't approve most of them? Do you believe they need collateral? Do you believe most don't have collateral? Okay. Do you believe we can get them approval as long as they're doing the 15,000, they're not bouncing a bunch of checks? They got some basic things. Do you think we can really get them an approval? Yeah. Do you think the money's too expensive for many of them? Yeah. You think some of them shouldn't take the money because it just costs too much? Yeah, of course. They don't have a good reason. They're just desperate. They want some money, but they're not going to do anything good with it. They shouldn't take it. It's going to cost them too much. But do you think some can take that money and turn it into a lot more and actually get out of a situation or grow their business? Okay. If you agree with all those, then the next question I'd say is, are you willing to educate some business owners that we exist? Not sell them, not close them, not overcome every objection. One of the challenge questions in the certification says, my role is to hammer close every customer I get. Well, that's obviously the wrong answer. To overcome every objection I hear, that's the wrong answer. You don't overcome objections. Sometimes the objection is good. They shouldn't take the money. They don't have a good use of funds. They're not going to make enough for the cost. Don't take the money then. You got to change something else in your business, right? Yeah, it's a good objection. Simple. So we just educate and inform and find the right people. Can you do that? Do you see through our pay plan how you can set yourself up today and in the future? Do you see that? Do you believe we care about business owners? Do you believe we care about you as brokers? Do you recognize we don't win unless you win? If you see one day DAC is charging every broker money to be affiliated with us, that's the day we're not doing it through funding. We're not doing it by taking care of clients. So we got to charge our brokers. We got to charge you. That's the day And for every other company doing it, they're in the business selling business instead of the funding business, right? So I wanted to go through the announcements we went through. I wanted to go through the broker overview, and I wanted to go through this stair-step ladder and to show you the value of building a team. The agency overrides are significant. I also wanted to talk about not waiting, because waiting to recruit until you have got fundings yourself is actually cutting off the ability to make a massive impact. And their having success will probably inspire you. And the last story I'll tell is Peter and Paul, and we'll go to your questions. I know we're a little long. I don't think there's going to be many questions. Last time there wasn't a lot of questions. But there's Peter and there's Paul. And Peter is taught, you should go out and get a high-paying job, get a good degree, get a high-paying job. So he does. Paul's a little bit, he's kind of in the black sheep. He's kind of like, he doesn't pay attention to school as much. He's more, he's got an abundance of creativity. So he's not really focused as much on schoolwork. He's not as analytical. He's more creative. And Paul says, I gotta find something else to do here. And he starts in this little business called DAC, because we don't require a degree and we allow him to start complimentary. And Peter says, Paul, what are you doing, man? It sounds like a scam, what you're doing. I don't know. Anyone who's going to let you start for free, is it a real business? Not a real business. They would charge you a franchise fee or something. It was a real business. And Paul's like, I don't know, man. I saw the owner do this presentation. It made sense to me. And Peter's like, whatever, Paul. And Peter's making 50 grand a year in his job. And so Peter, first year, 50K, right out of college. Paul, zero. Made nothing his first year. Made 0K. And Peter sees him at Thanksgiving and says, Paul, dude, what are you doing? How much longer are you going to work at DAC and make zero? Well, I'm learning right now. I've got to talk to more clients. I've been tying my shoes. I've been actually out down the field. I gotta do more. Whatever, Paul, whatever. They're pulling the wool over your eyes. You keep doing that, Paul. And Peter, meanwhile, gets a 10% raise. Now he's making 55K. And he's getting some good outstanding reviews. And he see Paul goes out, he just gets one client in the second year. Just one, doesn't even build a team yet, gets one client, makes $3,000. He's certified, makes $3 grand. Peter sees him. How you doing, Paul? Whole year you got one client? Come on, dude. When are you gonna hang it up, realize it's not for you? My goodness, they're taking advantage. DAC's taking advantage of you. You're working for them for free. What in the world are you doing with them? I can't believe it. And they want you to get recertified and trained again? Come on, dude. He gets another 10% raise. Now he's making 60K. And Paul, his third year, all he did was recruit 5 brokers who got a funding. And he made 500 on each one of them. So he made 2,500 on his team. And then he got one more client himself only. So he made 3,000 there. So he made $5,500. The 3,000 of his own work, 2,500 was his team. And he sees his brother at Christmas. Paul, what are you doing, dude? How's that DAC thing going over there for you, Paul? And Paul says, hey, I got paid 3 commissions from my agency team. I got a team that's starting to grow, and I made $2,500 on them. And I helped, you know how many clients we helped? Man, we helped 4 clients last year stay in business and grow. It's awesome. Dude, you only made $5,500. It's your third year. You could be making more at Taco Bell. What are you doing? Well, I'm only working part-time with DAC. Well, why aren't you working full-time? Because I don't earn enough. Well, Dad should tell you something, dude. If you're not earning enough, maybe you shouldn't be working there. Okay? So he tells his wife, my brother, he just doesn't get it. And he goes out and gets a huge raise, 20%. He gets a big bump. He bumps up to $72,000. And all that happens next year is Paul's team just doubles. And Paul's team goes to 5,000 on his team. They're still not doing real well. It's still only 15 clients, but he got 3 clients himself. He made 10,000 there. So he made $15,000 his third year, or his fourth year. Now he runs into his brother again, and they're talking on the golf course. Dude, you still doing that DAC thing? Yeah, in fact, my team doubled. My income doubled. I made 5,000 and 10,000 of my own personal commissions, 15 grand. Oh, good. That's really working out well. 15 grand your fourth year. Woo! Yeah, that's awesome. You're doing awesome. And meanwhile, you're making 72. Look at how well he's doing. He's got a 401k going already. He's investing. He gets another raise. In fact, he gets a car allowance. He jumps up to 90K. Look at him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. He's at 90K a year. Look at Peter go, that college graduate, that hardworking analytical. There's nothing wrong with this, right? This is awesome. All that happened with Paul is his team went out and doubled again. 5,000 went to 10,000, and his personal commission doubled, 20,000 more on personal commission. Now he made 30,000. Good for him. He made 30,000. He's starting to make enough that maybe he can consider doing this full time one day, but he's still part time. He's just building this passive income, this little business that he's got. He still has his job over here. He's still employed. This is the DAC thing here. He made 30,000, and Peter's like, dude, that's ridiculous what you're doing over there. And he goes out and gets another raise. He's making 120. Look at him go. First of all, who gets this? But he's getting 120. And over here, all that happens is he doubles again. This 10 goes to 20. This 20 goes to 40. And this goes to 60. And now it's like, wow, maybe you could start thinking about doing this full time. But he doesn't. And of course, they're still ribbing back and forth. Yeah, but I got a car allowance. Well, I went on a cruise. Did you pay for the cruise? No, I won the cruise. Yeah, did you really win it? I bet you had to sell something to go. Did you really win it or did you earn it? Well, I earned it, but I also earned my commission, so I kind of won it. Did you get to pay? No, I didn't get it. Okay, he gets another raise, 130K. He's got a great life going. Good for him. All that happens here, Paul goes out and doubles his income again, 120K. But this is passive. 40,000 of this is coming in from a team. And over here, 80,000 came from personal commissions. Made 120K, but now, whoa, look at this. Now all of a sudden, Paul is coming up. He's rolling up in a new car. Peter's got a new car too. But Peter, by the way, Paul left his job. He's no longer working in that job. He's full-time in DAC now in his 7th year. Remember I said, what if it took you 8 years? 7th year, he's finally making 120K a year with us. And he's got 40 of it coming from his team, 80 coming from himself. And then Peter's going, oh, you're close, but I still got you, buddy. And we'll see how that really lasts. What happens if you do none next year? And then Peter gets another raise. He's 140K. Look at him. He's working 60 hours a week because he's now an executive, 60 hours a week. And where's Paul at? Paul doesn't just double. He's hitting exponential growth, which always happens. And this 40 grew by fourfold. This 40, he made 160 on his team this year. 160 on his team. And his personal commission actually went down because he's focused on his team. He only made 60 on his personal, but he made 220K. 160 of it was passive on his team. Now all of a sudden he's passed up Peter. Peter's working 60 hours. Paul says, dude, let's go golfing. Dude, you know I can't go golfing. I got to work. You don't get Tuesdays off? I got a golf outing Wednesday. And all of a sudden, Peter's realizing Paul's kind of passed me up, and he's got lifestyle. And now if you continue to rattle this out through time, this dude's building a 401k. Good for him. That is awesome. This dude's building a passive income team. And then 160K ain't going away. It's growing because they're recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. You can't stop it. Paul can quit. Bye. I quit DAC. But this team ain't quitting. This team's not going anywhere. You are not good, and I could quit today. Ellen Wynn is not quitting. Harlequin's not quitting. Matt and Nick aren't quitting. McGuire not quitting. Nobody's quitting. This is their paycheck. They already built this. Why would they ever let this fall apart? If you build it, you get earned. So Peter doesn't own this job. Peter stops working, his pay goes away. Paul stops working, his personal growth, his team growth keeps growing and growing and growing. You think I can stop? Well, I'm the owner, so I can make some decisions to kill the company, of course, hurt the company. But do you think as a broker, I can stop the team from recruiting people every day? Every day I get an email. You have a new broker in your team, 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 new broker, new customer start, I get dozens of those emails every day of people in my team starting. I can't stop it. I don't even know who the people are. And one day you won't be able to stop it either. But guess what? You got to be willing to get through this. You got to be willing to get through this. And the naysayers, do you know that Jesus Christ, you've heard of him, whether you believe in him or not, is not relevant for this conversation, although I hope you do. And I wish you would pursue that and consider that. But if you've never even thought about it, you know who he is. Do you know that he said a prophet is not welcome in his own hometown? Well, he didn't say this, but his own brother didn't believe he was Jesus. Didn't believe he was the Son of God. James, who's in the Bible, did not believe Jesus was Jesus till after Jesus died, was crucified, and rose from the dead, and saw him and talked to him. And he goes, holy crap, dude, I was wrong. A prophet's not welcome in his own hometown. They know you as who you are. You're going to have naysayers, but you're going to have some who believe. But if you don't build this, now it doesn't have to take 8 years. It doesn't have to take 4 years. It's activity compressed makes this happen, not time. You can accomplish this story here in 6 months. You can accomplish this story never. It's just a story. But over here, when this person goes to retirement, they have to then look at the portfolio and say, okay, this income stops. I no longer earn. I no longer get this anymore. So now I got to look at my savings, my bank. How long does my bank last? There's that hourglass, right? How long is this going to last before I'm out of it? Can I live a nice life? Probably. He's made good money. But he won't be able to live the life of this person who's making $160K a year off their team. And they don't have to take anything out of their investment because they're not even spending $160K a year. Do you know there's people who make this in DAC on their teams? You can build this. It's $300. Just do some math. $300 average funding. How many fundings a week to make what? You know, 10 a week is 150 grand a year. Just 10 a week in your group is 150 grand a year. 10 a week in your entire group with $300 average is $150,000 a year in overrides to you. You don't need 1,000 people in your team to have 10 fundings a week. I want you to want this, but I can't have you want it greater than you do. But I can salt your oats. Can't make a horse drink the water, but you can salt the heck out of their food and then they're thirsty. I'm trying to salt your food a little bit to say there's nothing wrong with the route Peter took, but Peter should have also done what Paul was doing and worked part-time with us. Instead of being a naysayer, how about being a player with us? Instead of saying, no, those don't work. Okay, I can prove they work. And we've got a lot of other people who prove it works. So you can't prove it wrong to us. We're proving it right to you. Okay, so like the presentation says, this works. It's just whether it's for you or not. So I'm asking you, do your math. Real quick, what's your plan? What's your plan? Here's your prompt. How much do you want to make a year in passive income on your team? Forget your personal commissions for a minute. You're going to do that too. Forget those. How much do you want to make in passive income a year? How much would you feel like, hey, I'm pretty much financially independent? If I make that every year, no matter what on my team, your team's numbers are going to do this, just like the stock market's going to do this. But it usually does this as it grows because it's growing. Your team's growing. So how much do you need? What's the number? Someone throw in chat a number. And don't put $700,000 a month. Nobody needs $700,000 a month unless you're giving it all away. What do you need to say, hey, I get to live full-time this business? Every day is like a weekend to me. I can work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the same way I do Sunday and Monday. I don't have to work. I just support my business. What's the number? Someone throw out a number in there. We're almost done, guys. Throw out a number. Can someone speak a number they're hearing?
Anyone? Say 10K. 10K.
10K. A year or a month?
A month.
Thank you. 10K a month, 120K a year. 120,000 divided by 300. That is 4 divided by 300. 120,000 divided by 4. It's 40. No, 400. 400. Yeah. 400 deals. 400 fundings divided by 52 weeks. It's about 8 deals a week. 8 deals a week in your group. 8 fundings a week in your group. So now the next question is, so as you work backwards, you take the amount you want to make divided by 300. That's how many fundings you need a year. Divided by 52 weeks is how many you need a week, right? That's your simple math. Now, how many people in your team do you need to do 8 fundings a week? Let's say 1 out of 10 gets a funding. You need 80. I already said you shouldn't count on 1 out of 10 getting 8 fundings a week. You may have 80 people who get 18 fundings a week. You may have one person who does 2 fundings a week themselves. So you can defy these averages. I'm just saying for sake of, okay, this is what I got to go build. Let's say you need 200 brokers in your team, certified brokers, to average 8 a week. You know they're not doing very well. But why not just shoot for this so that 8 a week is, you can count on it every week. Some weeks it'll be 15, some weeks it'll be 10, right? certified brokers. Now, if you've got more certified brokers that aren't doing this, then the question comes down to what are you doing that's duplicating or not duplicating? Who are you recruiting? What kind of conversations are you having with them? Are you only relying on this corporate stuff? Are you not doing offline stuff? So what are you doing for recruiting people to help them accomplish this? To help them talk to more clients? Are you doing three-way calls with them? Are you supporting them? Are you showing them out? So you want to look at this, say, that's what I need to have to make 120K a year in overrides. I need how many brokers to get 8 a week? Maybe I'm going to say, I'm going to only have 5 local brokers, but we're going to get 2 fundings a week each. We're just going to stay in our own little town, 5 of us, and we're going to go support every business owner at the chamber. And between 5 of us, we're going to get 10 fundings a week. Okay. Then you and the 5 people, you're making 120 in overrides just on those 8 a week. So you don't need 1,000 people. You don't need 200 people, but you need 8 fundings a week to make 120K a year in overrides. So let's go to any question you have about anything we have. I wanted you to see the stair step. I wanted you to see the 5 level. I wanted you to see the value of having the passive income. And I wanted to hear you see the story of the shoe tying and Peter and Paul. That's what I wanted to cover with you today. Who's got a question about anything we have in our business?
You guys can go ahead and use the react button. You can actually raise your virtual hand, so we'll know to call on you if you have a question that you would like to ask Mr. David tonight. But I just want to jump in really quick and just say what a beautiful message. I know we're into the wee hours of the night here, but you know, it doesn't even matter when you hear things like that. And just for your Peter and Paul story, something for Peter as well. You know, that job isn't always guaranteed. There's sometimes businesses, corporations make cuts, and all that, you know, progression that he went through and all that time and effort sometimes is cut out from underneath you. And what you build with DAC, that we're not going anywhere. So we're going to be here until the cows come in, and after that too. So just want to throw that in there.
Unless the centipede gets it. And but by the way,
right.
The you know, I wanted to show the pie in the sky story of the good story because it does happen real well. Some people making $500,000 a year at corporate America, right? So that can happen, but you're at the mercy of others, making sure that they believe it can happen for you. Here, you're only at the mercy of your own performance. We don't stop you. We propel you. We encourage you. We do better as you grow. So we don't want to slow you. We want to grow you. Great points, McGuire. Anyone have any comments about any questions? I mean,
I don't see any hands up or anything in the chat. I know that there was a few questions, a good amount asked in the chat, and we had some support members and Harlequin jumping in to help out. So we might have gotten them all answered, but we'll give it a few moments here, and if not, we'll wrap things up.
Okay. Well, listen, I just want to thank all of you. You know, make sure you go through the recertification. It's now live. It's in beta mode. If you see anything, please notify us. Have some patience. We've fixed a lot of the things that were causing frustration in the past. Little things, user errors, but it was easy to make the user error. And so we had to clean some things up so that we'd have less doorways for people to go through that could cause a trip up. And so we've improved it, but that doesn't mean we've not had a lot of people use it. So we may find that there's some, you know, a college builds sidewalks and then they decide to build a sidewalk where the trail is through the yard because nobody uses the sidewalk. They find, oh, wow, everyone's making that way. And they find a trailway across the quad. So they put a sidewalk through because they're like, we can't stop people from walking there. But they didn't know it when they developed this campus. It's the same thing with us. We're going to see user experiences that we go, oh, we should improve that experience, just like we've done with Bank Breezy and everything else. So know that we're going to be improving things. So as you go through it, you don't need to put it on Facebook. Hey, I saw this, you know, because there's no reason. It may be something unique to your computer. It may be something unique to your rank. So there's a lot of other things involved. So just let us know, let Tyler know. Email support, let them know you're having an issue. If they hear the same issue from multiple people, we'll see something's got a kink. But, you know, just make sure you take it right to us, but get in and use it as you can. I started going through the recertification today myself, and it's a lot of fun. You can listen to it on double speed if you want. And so go through, get recertified. And if something doesn't feel well, it's wonky, whatever, let us know that that was a little wonky. Give some user experience feedback. Some of it we might not be able to improve. We're dealing with, it's an LMS, it's a learning system. So there's going to be some difficulty just because you're going through content and you got to answer quizzes. But we've tried to make it so user friendly that it's all intuitive and you know what to do if you run into a roadblock. But I see a hands up. So who's got a question or comment for us?
Really quick, Suzanne, I know I just asked you to unmute, but I just want to make sure we get this this question in the chat here. I had two. The first was essentially, if you're certified, you bring a broker on, but you don't have a certain funding, what percentage would you get? So basically, let's say you didn't get a funding, you're at the lowest level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great question. So if you're a certified broker, you won't earn an override spread because they're also a certified broker. So you're at 40 and they're at 40. You don't get a spread. But remember, you always get the 4% level one. So that's what I talked about earlier. You get 4% no matter what. You're purchasing world brokers, you're going to get that if you're certified. If you're no longer certified, you don't get that 4% anymore. So stay certified and you'll keep your 4%. And as you grow, let's say you bump to the 50% tomorrow. If they get a client tomorrow, you get that 10% override. So it's not like you can't stay ahead of them because you recruited them and they're at 40. They could go to 50 before you. You still make 4% on all their fundings. And then when you get up to 60, you're making 10 override. So you always get your tier and theirs and 4% on level one, no matter what.
And then this one's a quick one. So we'll just knock this out before we go to Suzanne here. This one is just, how would my family get paid if I were to die and have a large agency?
Yeah. Your agency is a business. So now we don't know you've died. So obviously you want to put it in your will that your business, David Rutt's business goes to Marlo Rutz if I die. Right. So we've had people die in DAC and they call us and say, so-and-so passed away. His wife or her husband is now the owner of that account. We change the name, we change the tax ID, and they're now the holder of that account. But it's just like any other business it goes through probate. It goes down to your kids. If both mom and dad die at the same time, it goes to the kids in probate. So if you have a will that says, hey, if anything ever happened to me, my DAC position, it goes and it's split equally between these 4 children or, whatever the will is, you put it in a will, that will is sent to us by probate and we make the change. So it's treated like any business out there. Now you could, as it gets making more, I got my business in a trust. If something happens to me, it doesn't matter. It's owned by a trust. So who executes the trust? But it doesn't matter until it's significant enough to where you're depending on the money. If you don't need, if the business is producing $1,000 a year, it's not like you need it to live and you got to get it in your name right away and it can't go through probate. But as it gets sizable, we'll have some taxation and some legal representation that you can talk to about how to protect yourself. I was going to mention it earlier, but I didn't want to give the announcement until we know the exact date. But we've got a wealth manager who's going to be doing some courses for all of us, free courses we can all attend. And it's going to be about tax advisement and also different things you can do about how to set up that 401k, solo 401k, or how to set up your business so it survives you, right? If you die, how do we know it's gone on to your wife or your kids or whoever? If you don't have a spouse, you want it to go to your son, they're a daughter, they're a minor. You can write that all up in a will that it goes to them and they're not going to be able to operate the business, and they do have to stay qualified. So you've got to make sure that you've set it up that they still qualify. I have some other positions that I earn royalty income on, and my wife knows exactly what it takes to qualify in those companies. Something happens to me tomorrow, it's listed. It's what you got to do to stay qualified to keep those old royalty checks coming in, right? So it's, there's some complexity, but it's nice that it survives you, and you can also sell it. It's a sellable business.
Thank you for that. All righty.
Yep.
Now, without further ado, Suzanne, go ahead.
First of all, thank you so much for just this evening, David, and McGuire as well, and Morgan keeping up on behind, but the information, the enthusiasm. For anyone who isn't in this company, what I just want to highlight are 2 things. One, the integrity. If there wasn't integrity here, to make sure that you get paid on the business that you bring to the company. And even if someone does business with you tomorrow, and then they come back 6 months from now, 2 years from now, the funding group ties them to you. So you get paid as if you were working with that client just today. Try and find a company who will do that. Another thing that is beautiful is that with some of our fundings, you'll get paid a small amount up front, but in 90 days or so, you may get triple to quadruple that amount, depending on how the situation goes. And the way the company handles this, and it would be completely fair if they paid you at that 40%. They just backdated it. Okay, you're getting your whole amount at 40%. That's fair. That's more than fair. But that's not how DAC does. What they do is wherever you are today, whether it's at 42.5, 47.5, 50, 60, wherever you are when that new amount that you're going to get paid hits, you get that increase differential. So it's not at the 40 where they came in, but it may be at the 47 or the 48, 50 or 60. The other thing for new brokers that I would recommend, and I don't know exactly where you go and how to do it, you can figure it out. I figured it out, and I'm not the smartest tack in the box, so you can do this. Go to your back office and look at the drop cards. You're gonna want to order those. It doesn't cost anything for your training. It doesn't cost anything to become a broker, but you do want to invest in your business. It's tax deductible anyway, but you can order. There's two different looks to the cards. Lady business owner, man business owner. Order 200 because you don't know who you're going to talk to. With shipping and 200 full color with a QR code so they could just scan it, get all your information and scan it and go on and apply. Yo, that's under $100. I want to say it's maybe $75 for 200, and they're about the size of a postcard. So keep them in your, thank you. Keep them in your purse, keep them on a clipboard. As you go along life, if you have that, even at a gas station, you see a company truck, you go, hey man, I don't know if you're the owner, but you may or may not be interested. If you ever need extra funding, we come alongside business owners and we help them when their bank can't. You have no idea how many will go, wow, okay, thanks. One other tip I always do, and I'm going to recommend you do it too, because it lets them know this is not just a side deal. Always mention, and by the way, we do loans up to 2 million. They're going to stop and look at you. I've had bankers go, oh, so this is serious. Yeah. So that's just my little, I always mention, we do loans up to 2 million. So thank y'all for your time.
I just learned something. with that. That was awesome. Thank you. I'm going to be using that more. That's awesome. That's why I love people sharing. Suzanne, thank you for that, because I don't say that enough. And by the way, we do up to 2 million. Oh yeah, that was strong. That was strong. I really was impressed.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Suzanne. And by the way, just for what she was talking about before, I'll show you this real quick. You get a funding, and it's a core rate, 100% discount product. Let's say it would have 8,000 bonus revenue if it wasn't core rate, 100% discount, meaning they could pay it off in 4 days and not have to pay the full balance. They only pay for what they've paid thus far, so we don't get paid anymore. So what they do is they give us 1/4 of the bonus revenue now at time of funding. So let's say there was 2,000 bonus revenue now, you'd get 40% of that. If after 100 days they don't pay it off early, they give us another 6,000. This is an example. On that 6,000, what Suzanne was saying is because you had two, you'd be at 42.5% now if you didn't get any other clients. Maybe you got some others and you got up to 50%. You might be at 50% between the 100 days. Now the 6,000 comes in. It's on the client. You got your first client, but you're now at the 50% level. You're going to get 50% of that 6,000 because it's treated as a new revenue. It's treated as new revenue because we may not get it. We don't assume we're going to get it. Many of them paid off within 100 days, and you don't get that. You only get this, and they paid very little for the funding. All right, so that's what she was talking about with the Some of the fundings we get paid less now and more later. It's on the 100% prepayment discount product. If they pay it off early, we obviously make less because they didn't pay back very much. We have two other hands going up, and I'll try to give quick answers.
Yes, sir. We have Noel. Go ahead, Noel.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. I'm new here. My question is, you probably seen this cycle before, this economy that we have, that where all the prices are going up and the businesses are being squeezed out of their profit. How do you think we will be able to help them
Yeah,
in this type of cycle?
We can help them significantly, but one of the first things they have to do is raise their prices, unfortunately. Because you can't fund someone out of a compressing margin unless they can buy inventory discounts. So if someone's able to get inventory discounts by buying greater quantity, then having money to buy greater quantity will help them. But as you can imagine, if an ice cream shop is paying, $10 for a 5-gallon thing of ice cream, and next week it's $15, they're not making $5 on a gallon anymore that they were making. Now, that may only be 20 cents an ice cream, but what are they going to do? They got to bump that up. Then the price of their ice cream might have to go up 40 cents, 50 cents to cover that loss, because they're already only making 5 or 6% when it's all said and done. So they can't give up higher cost of goods. It's called the cost of goods. So we teach people, and we'll tell them, is always look at your profit margins to make sure your price compared to your cost for materials is in the standard line. You can go to ChatGPT, you can go to any industry and say, can you tell me the standard cost of goods, cost of the food for pizza? Can you tell me the standard for an ice cream cone? Can you tell me the standard for a landscape company? Payroll versus sales. So you can ask for some standards and ask them, how do you compare to the benchmark? Maybe you need to do a price adjustment. It has nothing to do with funding. But this is not necessarily what you have to do. But I will tell you, as you become more and more of a pro at this, you'll be giving counsel outside of funding. You'll be given a lot of business counsel. You don't have to, but our team can. Our team does, and we're bringing in consultants. Many of you don't know this. We sent an email out to every Bank Breezy applicant, gave them a free consultation with a business consulting firm 2 weeks ago. And every one of them could take a free consultation and talk to them for a couple hours to learn. And those who did got a free 12-week course too. And it was complimentary. These are successful business consultants, and we offer that to our clients sometimes. So I would say this, the cycle, it's not hurting businesses if they adjust. If they adjust, meaning if your costs go up, you gotta raise your prices. You can't go, oh, I'm not raising prices. Well, you just paid more, so you're going to make less. Just so you know, be smart, be prudent, be a good steward of your business. Either find a different supplier, take advantage of inventory discounts, or raise your prices. You can't not do that. So it's tough, but it's what you got to do. Why are we lowering bonus revenue? Because we're getting paid less. If we get paid lower, we got to pay out lower. I mean, right? It's common sense. So that's what I'd say is encourage they adjust their price accordingly, or take advantage of inventory discounts, or get better terms from their supplier so they can turn it into sales. But it doesn't affect us. In fact, the tighter a business comes, the more they think about money. So recessions help us. They don't hurt us. They actually help us. So we're a recession-proof business. When they're pressed, they need money. When they're thriving, they're motivated and want to try more things, and they have more sales to borrow against. So it's really, how do we make it through COVID? I mean, think about it. You had restaurants who couldn't see customers, and what were they doing? They were buying equipment for online ordering. They were putting patios outside for outdoor seating. They were buying umbrellas for their tables. They're buying scooters to deliver food. I mean, everyone who was resourceful found a way, and they needed to fund that way, and we helped fund it.
Great answer. All right, we have Erica. Go ahead, Erica.
Hey guys, I just wanted to encourage all the new brokers, and like Harlequin, I just received the other part of my commission from a funding that they weren't able to pay off quite as expected, so that was helpful for my bills, which was exciting. And then I just wanted to also share that when David's talking about like the industry as a whole, the amount of people, and I used to be a business owner like 3 years ago, I got 3 calls today of people telling me, hey, I have your funding and you filled out an application. Why don't you accept it? And I literally called one of them back and they hung up on me. So they're not looking for the client's best interest. They're not at all doing that. They don't even have your information. They just have your phone number from whatever they bought it from. So I just wanted to, put some stock in the fact that we are a very transparent company, that we talk to the clients, that we actually have their information when we talk to them, and that their best interest is at the forefront of the whole team's mind and should be as brokers for us as well. And that's just been my experience in the last couple of days, and it's been a little bit mind-blowing. And I do actually call these people back and be like, excuse me, but I don't know where you got my information from, and what's the name of your company again? And are you sure you have my stuff? And then click, and I'm like, So there's a lot of unscrupulous folks for sure.
Yeah, if you can thank you, Erica, for that, and congratulations on the additional commission. You love for your clients paid off early, but if they can't, then you get another bonus, and so that's okay, right? And congrats on creating that relationship. Erica reached out to a funding company and said, hey, have you ever thought about adding our type of funding to your offerings? And we did a call with the owner last week. We've exchanged some emails, and they're considering being a broker with us. They do mortgages and bigger fundings and real estate businesses and big commercial fundings, and they don't have our type funding. And they're interested in adding it, and Erica just reached out to them. So congrats on that, Erica. Way to be resourceful and getting a referral partner. I see another hand up. I had one more thing I want to say before we bring this home, but I'm almost done, but we got one more.
We do. Yep, we got Stuart Harvey. Go ahead.
How you doing, Stuart?
Hey guys, how you doing? Scripts in the training. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm only halfway through my broker training right now, but I'm returning after a long exodus. But the scripts, can you just explain more about the scripting that we have?
Yeah. In fact, the new certification has them added into the script, into the certification now under customer acquisition. Okay. I will tell you that we have scripts so that you can see a benchmark. Yep. But even in the certification training, and it sounds like you've got some experience. If you're asking about this, you know that it's better for people to be authentically themselves. So the scripts are a benchmark of how I would say it or how someone else says it in our company. And it's an example. We discuss the importance of certain things that are important to discuss, but then say it the way you want to say it, because what's more important is that you're transparent, more important than or authentic, more important than you say the words. People feel us, and you probably know this based on your question, and the scripts are right in the training. You can stop the screen, you can print them off, you can do all that. But to answer your question, more importantly than what are the scripts or where are the scripts or can you tell me about the scripts, I would say this: learn the 5 or 6 bullet points. They're on the back of every one of these cards. Okay. And then learn what we say about how to present those, and just do that. And when you do that yourself, it's almost like, how do you invite people to your wedding? You don't need a script. You need a date. You need to know certain things, and you need a list, and you reach out to them. Or how do you give someone directions? It's the same thing. It's better to be authentically yourself, but go through the training, because we tell you what not to do that causes problems, but we also tell you what to do, and it is very well scripted. Exactly. As an example, one of the things is, what's the best opening introduction to someone in your local area? This is actually one of the questions in the quiz. What's the best opening introduction statement for someone that you're meeting for the first time, but they're in your local area? And the answer is, hello, you don't know me directly. I was referred to you by Billy. I just want to introduce myself. Or, hello, I just want to introduce myself. You actually don't know me. My name is Dave. I want to introduce myself because I'm in business funding. So I want to introduce myself. You're there to create a relationship. You're not there to sell a product. The moment you stop trying, not you, I'm saying to everybody, the moment we stop trying to get a customer and instead start getting a relationship, of building a relationship with someone, is someone who will use you when they need funding. They don't need it today, many of them. They'll need it in 6 months, 3 months, 2 years, 2 months. They're going to use you if they feel you have a relationship. If they got a guy and you're the guy, they got a girl and you're the girl. And the way you do that is you build a relationship, you don't pitch a product. So you meet, greet, and inform, and you'll see in the certification. And part of that is getting to know about their business so that you can refer them. So that you can go to, if you had a list of 100 businesses who know, like, and trust you, you've got 10, 20 clients a year. If you got 200 businesses who know, like, and trust you, I don't mean 200 businesses who you reached out to. I mean 200 businesses where you're showing up on their Facebook. You're taking a picture of them when you go to the restaurant there. You're sitting there telling people about it. You're sending a 3-way text. Hey, by the way, Billy needs new tires. I told him you got great deals on tires. And you only know the tire shop 3 times, but you show you care about that business. Guess who Billy's getting a funding from? Not the person who texts him out of the blue. Not even you, caller, whoever calls in. They're going to use me because I got a relationship with them. I've been taking care of them, right? There's something there. New York telemarketers can't compete with that. So go in there to build a relationship. Don't pitch a sale. Of course, you got to educate them, but you don't want to stop if they're not interested today. So many people think they planted a seed when they made a statement. They didn't plant a seed. The seed might be, I'm not using that guy. I'm not using that girl. They just wanted to pitch me and get a yes, and I don't want it right now. And I could tell they're never going to call me again. Instead, be the person who says, and by the way, I'm local. I'd love to know why you started this Mexican restaurant or what's your specialty so I can refer you out to people. Tell people about you. What was your motivation? It doesn't have to happen on the first call, but it should happen on the second call. It should happen on the Facebook message to them. It should come up at some point. You'll build a relationship, and that turns into funded clients. You can't stop them at that point. So there is a script on what to say, but it's all in building a relationship with them. It's not just in the initial script. Okay, so I don't have anything else, but I wanted to end we don't have any other questions. I wanted to end. Thanks for bringing up the drop cards. In the LMS, you're going to see we've got the print, not the print shop where you can order them, but you can actually put the QR code right on your stuff now in the LMS and print it at your local printer if you want to. So this printer that we have they're great, and they'll give you 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. They'll ship them to you. They're really good. The prices are good, but if you want to order 20 at Office Depot or 50, and you want to download a PDF with your QR code in it and all your information, it's all buildable right in your back office. All the brochures, all the PDFs are right in the LMS. You can enter your information. It creates a QR code, and you can download it in completed form and print it at your local printer. So if you don't want to wait for shipping, now use the print shop. They're great. But if you're saying, hey, I've always do it locally, you can now do that. If you want to print one to email someone, you can now do that. You don't have to know how to make a QR code. You don't have to do PDF editing and everything like that. Tyler was able to build that because that's been the #1 request, and we've got it built in-house. The QR codes don't expire. If you use QR Monkey or some of these others, that QR code will expire. In 5 years from now, they go to use your card and it doesn't link to your site anymore because it expired. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's good news too. That's part of the LMS improvements that you'll see. So go out there and make your cards, share your cards. You'll see in the certification training, customer acquisition talks about it's meet, greet, inform, and leave a tool. Leave a tool. Not only leave a tool, get a tool, their business card, get information about them so you can refer them, get to know them, just care about them. Just care. You'll make all kinds of commissions. Build your business. It takes time. And tomorrow we got a huddle that's going to be amazing. And we've got so many great resources in our YouTube page. But keep in mind, it's all about creating a result. That results happen from relationships, or relationships happen from reach outs. So make sure you're doing the main thing. Keep the main thing, reaching out, building relationships, and also attending the trainings and huddles. God bless you all. Appreciate you all. Thanks for all the great attendance, and we'll see you on tomorrow's huddle.